Hey there, guys. I am live, and this is live number 6 for me. If you watched my last live, then you know that I had made a commitment to go live to do 6 lives before July 15th. And so this is video number 6 for me. I did a live earlier today, and so this is the 6th one. And today what I'm going to be talking about is the importance of saving for the future. If you don't know me, my name is Renee Collins. I'm a CPA financial planner, and I am also the founder of a company called Retire Ready. Retire Ready is a firm that works with families as well as businesses, helping them to develop a healthy relationship with their money so that they can save more, invest smart, and to build wealth. And not just for today, but for future generations as well. So CNBC, they do these studies from time to time with regards to how much Americans are saving. And they did a study that basically said that 43 to 44% of Americans do not have $1,000 saved. So if they had an emergency that required at least $1,000, that the average American would have to, or at least 43% of Americans would have to put that expenditure on a credit card, or they would have to borrow the money from family or friends. And so that means that as a country, that a good portion of us are not saving for the uncertainty. And I understand it is expensive living out here in these streets. Everything costs more these days, but it is so important that we save something, because putting a expenditure on a credit card these days, that's also going to be expensive. Interest rates are somewhere in the neighborhood of 20-25%, depending on the credit card that you're using. So that too can get pretty expensive. And if you're trying to figure out how to save, I'm going to give you some tips on that. Remember, first of all, that you have 2 levers that you can use. One, you have the spending lever, and then 2, you have your income lever. So let's start with the expenses, since that's typically what we usually start with anyway. So take a look at your bank statements. Take a look at your credit card statements. Go through it line by line to see, is there any place that you can cut back on a little bit? Some of the more popular areas typically are things like groceries. Take a look to see just how much do you spend on groceries on a monthly basis. And then even better than that is, how much do you waste? I read a study that talked about how much we waste in terms of food as Americans. The study said that it was something to the tune of $1,300 a year. That's a lot. That's a lot of money wasted on food. One of the things you can do is do meal planning. Meal planning is really helpful in terms of cutting back on some of the waste. So that's something to think about as well. Take a look at your grocery bill to see, is there any waste there? And then take a look at dining. Dining is a big category for a lot of people. When I sit down and I go over financial planning with some of my clients, they're surprised at how much they typically spend on dining. So take a look at that category. Doesn't mean you have to cut it back 100%, but if you're not saving anything, if you don't have an emergency fund, then you definitely want to take a look at some areas in your spending plan and see, can I cut back here? And if you're spending money on dining and entertaining, then cut back on it so that you can start saving more for your future. And then the other area that I see would be, let me think, travel. Travel is another big one. And I know we love to travel, especially coming out of COVID, but again, if you don't have anything saved, you have to take a look at these expenditures, and we have to make some tough decisions around how we are going to manage our money. And now we're going to talk about the income side. So with the income side of your money, take a look at your income and see, is there any way for you to increase your income? For those who may work a job that pays them on an hourly basis, can you take on additional shifts? Is it possible for you to talk to your employer to work additional hours? Or if you're working on a salary basis, is it time that you have a conversation maybe with your boss so that you can get a promotion or get a pay raise? And are there opportunities to maybe teach or get a side hustle? For years, I taught accounting classes. I have clients that actually teach. I have a client who teaches HR, and she takes that extra money that she gets from teaching and she uses it for her retirement plan. So look at ways that you could possibly increase your income as well. So remember, you have two levers there, and you want to make sure that you're putting something away for your future. The next thing is that I want to talk about is, where do you put that money? So depending on really your behaviors around your money and your finances, you may want to put the money in a savings account at the same bank that you have your checking account with. Or if you feel like that's way too much temptation, then the other option would be to consider putting that money away into an online account, an online banking account, such as you have Ally that you can choose from. Goldman Sachs has Marcus. They pay a really good interest rate as well. And then the other is Capital One. They also have an online savings account. Now, these accounts, they typically take about 24 hours or so for you to get your money back from to do a transfer, I should say, from these accounts. So if you're trying to figure out where to put your money and if you feel like having it at the same bank that you do your checking with, then put it in an online account and basically leave it there. But the key is that you just get started with saving as soon as possible. Well, listen, guys, that is all that I have for today. I just want to thank you for watching, and I would say check back in another week or so, and I will be doing additional educational videos around saving, investing, and building wealth. Take care. Talk to you soon.